This must have been one of the heaviest meetings ever. Actually, no, there's been plenty. This is horrible. Hey everyone, so we're jumping into Chernobyl episode 2, Please Remain Calm. I'm assuming that since the last episode we kind of watched the disaster unfold and the event really occur, and the beginning of people realizing truly how devastating the event was. So I'm thinking that this episode is going to be about obviously keeping everyone calm, evacuations, and a lot of, I'm getting like a political vibe. There's going to be a lot of politics involved, which is something that I haven't really seen a lot of. So like I haven't learned a lot of the event, and actually I know about the policies, but I don't know how it was politically, and it would be kind of interesting to see how it unfolds. So before I nerd out anymore, I have the whole episode to do that. If you're not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing. It helps a lot. And if you want to watch my full-length reactions, all of my nerdy comments and critiques and everything, the link to my Patreon will be down below in the description, so be sure to check that out. So without further ado, let's get into Chernobyl episode 2. Okay, are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. It senses the radiation?
They're at 4. It's not them. Who's the next closest?
It's Chernobyl, but that's not possible.
Well, it is.
And that's too far for 8 mini Ronkin. They'd have to be split open.
Well, they were.
What are you doing? What is that?
Milk. It's milk. Much better than water.
No, stop, stop!
What are you doing?
These are radiation burns. Their clothes are contaminated.
And they're touching it with their hands. They're getting the burns too now. I can't believe they're touching it with their arms and stuff like that, and hands, like without proper equipment to keep themselves from getting the burns.
Professor Legasov. Oh, no, not yet. Would you care to read Deputy Chairman Shabina's report while you wait?
Certainly, thank you.
I'm really surprised they let that woman in, like, I mean, like, I know she got in, but like, they didn't even try with her. That's terrible because it's the baby and stuff.
All right, Professor, they're ready. Professor Legasov.
They're ready and he's just gotten, okay.
We will begin with Deputy Chairman Sherbina's briefing, and then we will discuss next steps, if necessary.
Definitely necessary.
General Secretary, I'm told it's the equivalent of a chest X-ray, so if you're overdue for a checkup...
And foreign press?
Totally unaware.
There is nothing else. Meeting adjourned.
No. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
A fireman was severely burned on his hand by a chunk of smooth black mineral on the ground.
If there's graphite on the ground outside, it means it wasn't a control system tank that exploded. It was the reactor core. It's open.
General Secretary, I can assure you that Professor Legasov is mistaken.
It's not, though.
It's not the equivalent of one chest X-ray, but rather 400 chest X-rays. That number's been... It's also the maximum reading on low-limit dosimeters.
Get obliterated, bro.
Professor Legasov, there's no place for alarmist hysteria.
It's not alarmist if it's a fact.
Well, I don't hear any facts.
But they are facts.
Please, may I express my concern?
I will allow it.
Yes! He is so unhappy about that, but it's the safety of people. It's important. Even if it's terrible to hear. Under the rug.
Every gram of U-235 holds over 1 billion trillion of these bullets. That's in 1 gram.
That is an interesting way of putting it.
Winds will carry radioactive particles across the entire continent. 3 million, billion, trillion bullets in the air we breathe.
This is a huge deal.
This concern stems entirely from the description of a rock.
From a rock.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Comrade Sherbina, you take a look at the reactor, you personally, and take Professor Legasov with you.
They don't like each other.
Forgive me, Comrade General Secretary.
But I don't like...
You know how a nuclear reactor works?
Ooh, no, you do not.
No. Well, then how will you know what you're looking at?
Gorbachev. Tear down this wall. What if instead of cigars, those were incense, like, sticks? Like, it just made the room smell very pretty. It's like, excuse me, but I don't like nerds accompanying me on trips. There's gonna be some passive-aggressive comments from him, 100%. But this guy's just trying to help.
How does a nuclear reactor work?
What?
It's a simple question.
It's hardly a simple answer.
I presume I'm too stupid to understand. Tell me how a nuclear reactor works, or I'll have one of these soldiers throw you out of the helicopter.
Okay, this man is a bully. Definitely a bully. Grew up being a bully. I mean, in very basic terms, I'm sure he can explain it, but it's not too difficult to explain, but...
In RBMK reactors, we surround the fuel rods with graphite to moderate, slow down the neutron flux.
Love this. I miss being in school learning about this stuff.
No, I don't need you.
He's so aggressive. I'm waiting for him to just be thrown out. Ah! Just throw him out really quick.
Ignatenko. He's being transported by helicopter to Moscow.
Oh.
Number 6.
Oh.
Why, is he all right? Can I see him?
You want to see him? Go to Moscow.
They're not letting us leave here.
Tell them Major Burov allows it.
What? Cool. Okay. Okay, so what they did was a lot of the more severe cases that needed really in-depth procedures and like surgeries done, they would transfer them to Moscow also to do research on them. So he must have been one of the more severe cases where they had to do so much. It's actually insane. But yeah, so they just have better, obviously, technology and, you know, medical equipment and staff and personnel in Moscow, in the capital, so.
The whole building's been blown open. The core's exposed.
Look at the graphite everywhere.
That's radiation ionizing the air.
Get us directly.
Boris,
Don't use
we
my
fly
name.
directly over
I
an
never
open
trusted
reactor.
your
We'll be
advice.
dead within a week.
This man sucks.
Get us over that building, or I'll have you shot.
He just gave them a death sentence.
You fly directly over that core, I promise you by tomorrow morning you'll be begging for that bullet.
Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. Good, good. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And also, why would you fly above the core into the smoke? You're not going to see much. I hate this. This is so tense. And the fact that people are so stubborn and don't want to listen. Honestly, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to overreact and have a plan than none at all and to see it get worse and worse and risk lives. And I cannot even begin to explain how detrimental not containing this would have been, you know?
When we have a disease to cure, where are they? In a lab, noses in their books, and so grandma dies. But when there isn't a problem, they're everywhere, spreading fear.
When there isn't a problem, this is a problem.
Whatever that means.
And that if you don't immediately issue iodine tablets and then evacuate the city, hundreds of thousands of people are going to get cancer, and God knows how many more will die.
Yes, very good.
Why would you say very good as a response?
I'm telling you that there is.
I prefer my opinion to yours.
I'm a nuclear physicist. Before you were deputy secretary, you worked in a shoe factory.
Oh, get obliterated, deputy.
Yes. I worked in a shoe factory.
And I made some damn good shoes.
And now I'm in charge. To the workers of the world.
Yep, drink that gross uranium water.
We have begun our own inquiry into the cause of the accident, and I have a list of individuals who we believe are accountable.
Oh, shift the blame onto someone. That's messed up.
Professor Legasov, I understand you've been saying dangerous things.
Very dangerous things. Tell me how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
I'm not prepared to explain it at this time.
It's disgraceful. Really. To spread disinformation at a time.
Disinformation It's just logic, it's science. He's explaining what he thinks he can, and he also saw it.
Comrade Shabina, my apologies, but graphite, that's not possible. Perhaps you saw burnt concrete.
Now, there you made a mistake. Because I may not know much about nuclear reactors. I know a lot about concrete.
You just tried schooling him on concrete? His main study? This man studied concrete in college, and you just questioned him on it.
Have one of your men get as close to the fire as he can. Give him every bit of protection you have, but understand that even with lead shielding, it may not be enough.
Then I'll do it myself.
He's not gonna give up one of his men. That's amazing. Ram into it. Let's go. I guess not. You just went around it? Okay. Oh, never mind. He is ramming into it. It's very dark. It's difficult to see.
It's not through, Rondkin. It's 15,000.
That means the core is open.
It will burn and spread its poison until the entire continent is dead.
You guys have a real problem.
All that radiation. At least evacuate Pripyat. It's 3 kilometers away.
That's my decision to make.
Then make it.
This will go much easier if you talk to me about the things you do understand and not about the things you do not understand.
He does understand, though, and he's warning you. The drops. So now we're kind of seeing that the political figures are the only ones that kind of have an idea of what's happening. No one else nearby in the towns, civilians have no idea what's happening. And they're all the ones most at risk.
Tell them they cannot go over the core.
Lead 1 is too close. I repeat, they are too close.
Did not copy. Signal's breaking up.
Those men are dead. Those men are going to be dead. Huh?
Sir, what do I tell the others?
Don't do what he just did.
Is there any other way, Legazo?
What if they take a big pipe? No. What if you take a big pipe and you just like how firefighters do it with the hose and the foam? What if instead of foam, they just have they just push a lot of boron and sand through it and just spray it over like that, but from afar, like a very long pole from afar. See, I should have been here. I would have been giving out great ideas.
I was actually calling about our friend. You know, the one in the country.
But his nephews are flying down, and they always bring cool weather.
Oh, which nephews?
Simka, who's 14, and little Boris, who's 5.
I'm sorry, I have to get back
What
to
is
work.
this
It's very busy
tension?
right now. Goodbye.
Oh, she's trying to get a way out.
They're dropping sand and boron on the fire.
That's what I would
Wait,
do.
there were codes. That's why she looked at the table. Yep. That's why they were looking at the table of elements. Very smart. People hundreds of miles away are not going outside because of this, but they're basically in this plume of smoke. They're evacuating.
Обстановка партийными и советскими органами. Однако, целью обеспечения полной безопасности.
I just want you guys to really understand the gravity of the situation. I'm sure a lot of you do, but think about this. You are living your life. You're living in your home right now, and out of nowhere, the police, the military comes knocking on your door. You have 2 bags to take, and you have to leave your whole life behind, everything you know. You take your family and a bag or 2, and you have to leave. If they even let you take a bag. Your whole life is uprooted, and you could never return. You need to start fresh. Yeah, it looks like nobody has bags. It's so scary. No, some people have bags. Look at that. Did he just steal this child? Did he even know her? Like you have to pack your whole life into one suitcase and then leave everything you know behind. Okay, that's not someone's dog, right? Like they took the animals. That dog was just a friend dog, a military dog. Yeah, they're taking care of him. German Shepherd, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna tell myself that. They did a phenomenal job depicting this. Oh my gosh. He looks devastated. I'm not looking forward to how this is gonna go.
The uranium will melt the sand, creating a kind of lava which will begin to melt down through the shield below.
You've made lava.
What a question.
I anticipated this.
Everything within a 30-kilometer radius will be completely destroyed, including the 3 remaining reactors at Chernobyl.
That's a large estimate.
The tanks are sealed shut by a sluice gate, and the gate can only be opened manually from within the duct system itself. So we need to find 3 plant workers.
This is the 3. I was wrong about the last chapter.
Get to the sluice gate valve here and give us the access we need to pump out the tanks. Of course, we will need your permission.
My permission for what?
We're asking for your permission to kill 3 men.
Comrade Legasov, all victories inevitably come at a cost.
This must have been one of the heaviest meetings ever. Actually, no, there's been plenty. This is horrible. So I did get my events mixed up. In the last episode, I got the 2 workers convinced with the 3 men in this scenario, where they had to go through the water, through the darkness. They left the dogs. They left the animals. Why would they do that? I know they don't have much room, but those are family members. You can't do that. And leaving them to die? This is so depressing. It's breaking my heart. I feel like panicking. I don't know why.
The valve will be difficult to operate, so we'll need 3 men. And of course, any volunteers will be rewarded.
Anonenko.
Where's Parlov? Baranov.
Heroes. Actual heroes. I actually think that one of them survived and died from old age, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure, though. Do they at least get to say goodbye to their families or anything? Such an eerie sound. I can't explain the feeling this is giving me. This heavy, dreadful feeling. The panic. Their lights start going out, they have to do it in the dark. You can't just end it like that. You can't just end it like that. I feel so anxious and tense. So as I was right, I figured that this episode was going to be very political and very deep-rooted into what they were going to plan on doing. I think that the way they depicted the heaviness of the scenario and the emotion, the pure emotion felt by each person in these in these situations, they did it very well. I felt panicked at some points, and I think the fact that they were trying to make the viewer feel the same emotions that those who are in the situations felt. But it's slow enough, but also feels panicked at the same time in a very solemn sort of way. Like, evacuating everyone wasn't, they didn't make it like panic and everyone's everyone's like screaming and stuff. It's very solemn and filled with confusion. Again, this is very tense, and I might have to take spaces between each episode because of how tense I feel afterwards. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because I think it is done so well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry if you guys feel tense or if I say any spoilers or anything like that. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.